So my name is Andy Connell. I'm the Business Development Manager for the food division at Stancold. So I've worked in a huge range of industries. I've worked back in the old times in software, used to be a training manager at Hewlett-Packard. I've worked in financial services for the Prudential, again heavily involved in sort of staff training and internal monitoring, that kind of thing. Worked in the rail industry, which is an eye-opening experience, working for a company working very close to Network Rail, and for a number of years I ran my own business in domestic construction. So my job at Stancold is to go out and to build relationships with existing clients that we've already got, and to form relationships with new clients to understand what it is they're looking for a project from Stancold, and then convert that into a project pack and give them a costing and an idea of the scope of works that it's going to involve, and then eventually hand it over to the project team who will deliver it. So one of the things I like about working for Stancold is I don't really have a typical day. My job is quite flexible. I spend a lot of time at client sites, talking to them directly and sort of doing surveys. There's a wide range of things. So in the course of a week, I'll ultimately spend some time here in the office, working with the projects team on project handovers to make sure they understand all the communication that's happened with the client up until the point the project goes live. I'll spend quite a lot of time looking at plans certainly for the larger and more complex facilities that we deal with. We get vast reams of data. We look at those plans, we intuit those plans, and it enables us to not only cost but also plan out how we're going to deliver a project. I spend quite a lot of time doing that. And then I spend a fair degree of time visiting clients. I go to client sites, I get to see the amazing things they're producing and the environments that they're producing them in. I get to sit with them, I get to understand their processes and how the work that we're going to do for them is going to interface with what it is they're trying to achieve and what their future goals are. And it's great to be a part of that. Ultimately, it's all about communication. That's the critical thing for any construction project. Really important that we communicate well with the client at all the stages, from my sort of front end point all the way through the project and even afterwards. That communication means it's very clear to the client what we're giving them and what the service they're going to receive is, and that there's no ambiguity around where we're going to put our walls, how high they're going to be, which doors they're going to have, and we produce a lot of technical detail around a project. We do all our own technical drawings so we can be sure that the client understands what they're going to get, and that's all part of the communication process. And then when we are going to site to run a project, it's about letting the client know when we're going to be there, the work that we're going to be undertaking, giving them periodic updates, because you've got a lot of people who are having a scheduled shutdown for their facility for these works, and they need to know 100% when they're going to be back in operation, when they can be back in operation, and that's all about good communication. Probably the biggest hurdle we have to running projects is working in live food environments. So sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes we're working on a greenfield site where everything's built from scratch and there's no functionality, and we can just go in and do our work and it's great and we high five and go home. But sometimes if we're working in a live food environment, whether we're extending that facility or we're doing process improvement works to that facility, there is a degree of integration with the client that you have to manage incredibly carefully. We might be working night shifts, we might be working weekend shifts, there might be a scheduled shutdown with an incredibly tight timescale, because it's not just the work that we're going to do, it's any clean down work that happens afterwards, and all of the processes that go around that. And maintaining the communication flow around that work is absolutely critical, and that's one of the sort of the biggest challenges, but it's a challenge we deal with every day. So working with the food team at Stancold is great. We've got a sort of a wide range of people from different backgrounds, but the nice thing that pulls everyone together is they've got a shared passion for delivering a great service and a great product. And you've got folks who have been here for a short time but are invested in that, and you've also got folks who've been here for 20 years who are, who have seen a lot of things and are happy to sort of share that experience around, which is a really nice environment to be in. I think one of the most interesting facets of my role at Stancold is I get to have a peek sort of behind the doors in a lot of industrial food environments. Everything from small scale food producers who are building or making a great product in a couple of rooms, all the way through to an enormous factory that is pumping out 1 million units of cake a day. Going to those places and seeing those places function in real time is a phenomenal experience, and a testament to the clients doing that work. And it's great to see how the things that we do can fit and intermesh and work with those processes and improve those processes. From the southwest, without a shadow of a doubt, my favourite regional produce is a cream tea. I love a cream tea. I love a good scone, I love the cream, I love the jam, some delicious butter. It's perfectly put together. But I'm not going to comment on the order in which those things should go together. Also, I'd kill a man for a lemon cake.